Revenged Love. Chapter 4 or Lines that blur. The next 2 weeks passed in a blur of library sessions, shared jokes, gentle teasing, and quiet glances that lingered a second too long. What started as a partnership built out of academic necessity had become something more familiar, dangerous. Leo didn't know exactly when it stopped feeling like work. Maybe it was the way Elijah leaned in to listen when Leo spoke. Maybe it was the way Elijah laughed, genuinely, softly, like Leo had said something precious. Or maybe it was the silence between them, a silence that never felt heavy, never strained. And most of all, it was the absence of Jamie. Not once had Elijah brought him up, not even when the air was ripe for it, not even when Leo's hesitation made it obvious that ghosts still followed him. There was a peace in their meetings, a kind of warmth Leo had been afraid to feel again, like the world had finally given him room to exhale. But peace, he was learning, was a fragile thing, especially when feelings started to grow in the cracks left by pain. It was a rainy Wednesday when it all came undone. Their study session had gone long. They had taken turns reading passages aloud and arguing about subtext. Leo had laughed more than he had in days. Elijah had brought him coffee, and Leo hadn't even realized until later that he remembered how he took it. By the time they packed up, the sky had darkened into a quiet storm. The campus was nearly deserted, swallowed by fog and the orange haze of old street lamps. When they stepped out of the library, Elijah paused beneath the awning, holding out an arm to keep Leo from stepping into the downpour. "Want me to walk you home?" Elijah asked. Leo frowned. "Why?" Elijah shrugged, as if the question didn't need an answer. "No reason, just feels like the kind of night where you shouldn't be alone." Leo didn't respond right away, but he fell into step beside Elijah, both of them wordless as they walked through the misty streets. The rain softened around them, a quiet hum on umbrellas and leaves. Their footsteps echoed in sync. The silence wasn't uncomfortable, but it was charged thick with things unsaid. When they reached the steps outside Leo's apartment building, neither moved to say goodbye. Leo turned, his voice low. "Why are you doing this?" Elijah looked at him, head tilted slightly. "Doing what?" "This," Leo said, gesturing vaguely between them. "Being kind, showing up, making me feel like this matters. What do you want from me?" Elijah didn't answer right away. He stepped back, shoved his hands into his jacket pockets, then looked Leo square in the eye. "I don't know yet," he said, "but I don't want to lie to you." Leo stared at him, his chest tightening. The urge to trust Elijah was stronger than it had any right to be, but so was the fear. "Jamie," Leo said, the name barely more than a breath. It hit like a drop of ice between them. Elijah's expression didn't change. "We're not together anymore." Leo blinked, stunned. "What?" "We ended it," Elijah said. "About a week ago." Leo stepped back slightly, gripping the strap of his bag. "Why didn't you say anything?" "Because I didn't want that to be why you let me in," Elijah replied quietly. "I wanted you to see me for who I am, not just as his ex, or your competition." Leo's heart beat faster. He didn't know what to say. There were too many thoughts, too many emotions crashing into each other. He looked away. Elijah moved closer, slowly. "Do you?" Leo met his eyes again. "Do I what?" "See me?" Elijah whispered. The moment stretched between them, taut and fragile. Leo's breath trembled. "I don't know," he said finally. It came out softer than he intended, almost broken. Elijah nodded, something like understanding in his eyes. "Then I'll wait until you do." He didn't press. He didn't touch him. He just offered one last glance and a small, almost sad smile, then turned and walked into the rain. Leo stood under the awning for a long time, watching Elijah's figure disappear into the mist, the rain drawing a veil between them. His heart thudded in his chest, loud and aching. He had no answers, no clear direction, but something inside him had shifted. The lines between love and hate had begun to blur, and the scariest part of all was that he wasn't sure which side he wanted to fall on, or if he wanted there to be sides at all.